All right,
Okay.
we're going to call the meeting of the Board of Public Works to order. This is November 21, 24 meeting. The first issue, of course, is the roll call. Ms. Edwards, could you please do that?
Yeah. Commissioner Sway is absent. Commissioner Lemon, absent. Commissioner Gregg?
Here.
Commissioner Spedia?
Here.
Then Mayor Donches.
I'm here. Now, the next is a motion to approve the agenda as submitted. In view of the time limitations we have presented with us today, and the lack of a full quorum or a full board, we have delayed the presentations of the Milliard Riverfront Connection update, in other words, item 6, and Navajo Park presentation, item 7. So with those changes, we should move to approve the agenda. Commissioner Gregg,
I motion to approve the agenda.
as amended. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Next is item 3, the minutes of the last meeting. Commissioner Spetia.
I move to approve the minutes of the Board of Public Works meeting of September 26, 2024.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public comment. Is there any member of the public who would like to speak to the Board of Public Works? There is no one. Aldermanic referrals. Item A, Commissioner Gregg.
I motion to authorize the mayor and city treasurer to issue bonds not to exceed $2,142,351 for the purchase of 1 compactor and 2 refuse trucks for the solid waste department, Fort Hills landfill.
Are we going to,
I don't think
sort of self-apparent?
it is, and they've already approved this. This is
Yes.
just for the bond.
All right, we've already approved this. Now the aldermen are asking whether we
Correct.
agree with our previous approval. Commissioner, we already have the motion. All those in favor of recommending Resolution R-24-107?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, Resolution R-24-111, Commissioner Spetia.
I approve referral of authorizing a reinstatement and First Amendment to agreement with T-Mobile Northeast LLC regarding leased premises located at Holman Stadium at 67 Amherst Street.
So Bill Mansfield, who's in charge of this contract, submitted a letter describing what this amendment is in reference to, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
It increases, it extends the term and increases the lease payments. All right, the motion is to recommend the resolution. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we're on to the wastewater department. Item A, Commissioner Gregg.
I move to approve the user warrants as presented.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item B, information, is an informational item. So if there is, which is an emergency change order, without objection, and we will just accept that and place it on file. And so really, we don't, you want to talk about the emergency change
Want
order?
to explain a little bit about it? Sure.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Dave Boucher, wastewater superintendent. So this is a change order for the energy recovery generators. We have 2 that run off of methane gas produced by our digester system. Periodically, there's different stages of the life of the generator. We have to do emission stack testing required by our air permit. We did one in October. It failed due to elevated nitrogen oxide gases. So we had Milton Cat, which is our service company, come in and do some adjustments to the generators. This is to have the company that we use for the testing come back in coordination with the state and do that stack testing for us. This is a portable lab that they bring in to do this testing, and the state has to be on site while they're doing it, so it's pretty important to do and like that. So until we pass, the generators have to be off. And it costs a lot of money running heating the digester with our boilers and natural gas. So the sooner we can get these back up and running, where they're powered by our own free energy off our digesters. Do you have any questions?
Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're on to the Fleet Department. Item, should be item A rather than item X.
Oops,
But
yeah.
Commissioner Gregg,
I move to approve the purchase of fleet tracking software from Fleet TO of Birmingham, Alabama for the annual cost of $44,100 and initial one-time onboarding fee of $1,800. Funding will be through Departments 163, Fleet 168, Solid Waste, and 169, Wastewater. Funds General, Solid Waste and Wastewater, account category 71, Equipment.
Michael Rush, Fleet Superintendent. So this has been about 10 months' worth of research that we've done to figure out the right program to utilize for all departments. What we recently learned is that this particular software will also work with what wastewater is also trying to do. So we won't have to buy a separate software program for wastewater. We'll be able to integrate it and build off of what we have already researched for the fleet department and the other departments tracking assets. The reason we're moving to purchase this type of software is the current software we have is very antiquated, and even if we updated it, it wouldn't talk to any of our other systems, such as our GPS units that are in our trucks or our fuel master system. So this software will integrate with the stuff that we currently already are in use, and everything is going to talk to each other, bringing all that data into one location. And it'll also reduce our paper and ink usage by almost 90% because we're going to move to tablets for this software. Happy to answer any other questions you have about it.
Waste Department's using it for parts management, or?
They're going to use it for asset tracking, like their pump hours,
great.
their pump maintenance schedules. This system allows you to be able to create preventative maintenance sheets specific to that type of equipment, whether it's a trash truck or a trash pump, or some other things that they use over at the wastewater department. They'll be able to completely customize almost anything that you want to do with it. It's a very universal system.
Okay.
And it's easy to use, which was another factor.
Thanks for keeping an eye on costs for that, so I appreciate that.
Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah, every little bit.
all right, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now, the Engineering Department. Item A, Commissioner Spitia.
Move to approve the sewer service permits and fees as submitted.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item B, should read C, I guess we'll call it C. Commissioner Gregg.
I move to approve whole license petitions as listed in the staff report.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item D, Commissioner Spitia.
I move to approve change order 7 to the 2023 sewer rehabilitation program, contract 3 with RWC Enterprises of Nashville, New Hampshire in the amount not to exceed $170,000. Funding will be through Department 169 Wastewater Fund Bond Activity Sewer Rehab.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Mayor. Dan Hudson, City Engineer. Back in 2023, we bid out sewer rehabilitation program, Contract 3, and RWC Enterprises of Nashville was the low bidder. Since then, we've executed a number of change orders under this contract. RWC is making sewer and drainage improvements as part of this. So we're looking to extend again this contract for some additional work, primarily on Pinehurst Ave. The RWC is holding their pricing, and so it's been a good relationship, and we want to continue that to keep accomplishing more things. Be happy to address any questions.
Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item E, Commissioner Gregg.
A motion to approve the purchase of manhole and catch basin castings from E.J. Prescott, Inc. of Concord, New Hampshire, in the amount of $376,475. Funding will be through Department 169 wastewater, fund, bond, activity, safe structures.
So through a sewer bond, we pay for castings or basically covers and frames for sewer and drain structures that get implemented in a number of ways in the city, one being through the paving program. So we're seeking to put in a castings order to basically fill our stock. We put this order in, this stuff will be delivered in the spring, so we'll be ready to go for next year's paving season. Happy to address any questions.
Anyone? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item F, Commissioner Espitia.
I move to approve the engineering services contract with Hayner Swanson, Inc. of Nashua, New Hampshire, in the amount of $264,000 for professional services for the 2025 sewer rehabilitation program, funding through Department 169 wastewater, fund, bond, activity, sewer rehab.
So we, as it has been described before, we're doing a lot of sewer work in the city. We're doing a lot of lining. We're also continuing to do some dig replacement work on pipes and structure repairs and various things. Hayner Swanson, the local engineering company, has been a good partner in that. They provide a whole host of services for us. They, planning, design, bidding, construction administration, field inspection, and kind of worked almost as an extension of our team. They're also the engineer that we've contracted to support our paving program, so the synergies between those two programs has been beneficial. So we're back again seeking to contract with them to continue those services and in support of that program.
All right, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item G, Commissioner Gregg.
I motion to approve an amendment to the engineering services contract for the Walnut Street Oval Intersection Project with Hoyle Tanner and Associates, Inc. of Manchester, New Hampshire, in an amount not to exceed $81,535.90. Funding will be through Department 160 Admin Engineering, Funds, Bond and Grant, Activity Walnut Street Oval Intersection.
So as you're aware, we're currently in the engineering study phase of the design of the Walnut Street Oval Intersection Project. We've held 2 public meetings to date, and we met with the board and showed you where we're heading before we had that second public meeting. Now that we have an area pretty well defined of what the project is going to be, we're seeking to amend Hoyle Tanner's contract for the detailed engineering survey to support, the additional design and right-of-way work and that sort of thing. So we will be back in the near future, maybe at the next meeting, to also extend their contract with a final design contract. But we want to get this survey in place so that work can hopefully start, even though winter's coming, hopefully that can start soon. So that's what the item is. I'd be happy to address any questions.
When do you think the final design will be done?
Well, we're on a fairly tight timeline. We have some congressional directed spending, which we're trying to utilize, which needs to be obligated by the end of next September. We're working through things such as, can we do some project breakout to, use those funds for aspects of the project. We're looking at, next summer-ish, trying to get, in order to obligate the funds, we have to have a bid package that DOT's reviewed, and then they go to Federal Highway and say, okay, we're obligating the funding for that portion of the work. And actually, they're already obligating some of the money for design phases, like this survey amendment. They're obligating some of that money for that. The same will be true for the final design. We're trying to spend down that money first because it has a timeline. But we're looking at early next summer to finish, to bid it out for construction. And again, it may be multiple phases. We're still working through those details.
Okay. Anyone else? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item H, Commissioner Espitia.
I move to approve the award of the construction contract for Fields Grove Park Causeway repairs to A.D. Sweat of Concord in an amount not to exceed $85,000, funding through Department 169 wastewater fund, wastewater activities, stormwater abatement.
So Fields Grove Park has a, I'm calling it a causeway, but basically it has a bridge, sort of a structure. It's actually triple culverts, three large culverts. There's a large wetland area that then passes downstream to Salmon Brook. We came aware earlier in the summer that we had an issue. We saw leaking of water through one of the head walls, kind of on the north end of the structure. Working with our engineer, we bid out this project, which would involve some copper damming so they can do work in the dry, but then rehabilitating some masonry in both of those head walls, and then fill some voids that have occurred as water's passed through that structure. It's pulled some material out of there. So this is a repair job, so to speak, to get us back to the place that we're comfortable. You know, if this was to stay in disrepair, eventually we'd have to shut down the walkway there. But it is concrete, it's bridging the voids that are there, so we've been monitoring it. We haven't had to do that yet, but this will enable us to repair that and then get it back to a good state. So we did some emergency permitting to at least sandbag off, which has reduced the flow, but we do need to follow through with a more comprehensive repair. So that's what this is. Be happy to address any questions.
Anyone? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now the Administration Department. Item A, Commissioner Gregg.
A motion to approve the proposed 2025 regular meeting dates for the Board of Public Works.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Yes?
You in favor, Commissioner Gregg?
Yeah, so that's actually a procedural question. So I did say aye.
Did you? Okay, I
But
didn't
my
hear.
question is, if I motion it, or if I actually motion it, should I say aye as well?
Yes,
Okay.
you can still vote on your own motion.
Okay,
You can also vote against it if you'd like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
say I don't move.
No, but yeah.
Did we vote?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes.
did, okay.
Yes.
Next, item B, Commissioner Spezia.
Move to approve the proposed sidebar agreement with Local 365 of AFSCME for alternate work schedules for the 2 electrical diagnostic technicians in the wastewater department.
Okay, so we have 2 electricians at the wastewater department, and they're both very valuable. And this is a really difficult position to fill. The second electrician that we had, it was years, I think, superintendent, before we were able to fill it. So we have one electrician in particular who wanted to retire and is willing to stay on with an alternate schedule, and we would love to keep him. It's very difficult. I always thought a master electrician was a master electrician. That's not the case. Working on heavy pumps is very different than general construction. So we're excited that he's willing to stay. So we've developed this alternate schedule for both of them, and we are in support of this. I will say that we have had preliminary discussions with the bargaining unit. I believe they are also in favor, but this is pending their final approval. So I just did want to let you know that as well.
All right,
Any questions on this?
any questions, comments?
There aren't any labor laws going past 8-hour workdays in New Hampshire?
No.
Okay.
No, the legal developed this and researched it, and we actually spent a lot of time on this.
All right, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We now have the director's report, which I believe we have
Do you
time
want,
for.
do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go quickly. The first slide, hold on, okay. Shut off.
There we go.
safe from. Okay. The first slide is a picture of our staff engineers giving a stormwater presentation at Pennachuck Middle School on November 4th to 7th grade classes. One of the things that we really enjoy doing. The next slide is Kenyon Pipeline lining a section of sewer on Noel Street on October 28th. The Mine Falls pedestrian bridge is now completed. It was set on November 7th, and the concrete bridge deck was poured on November 15th. So, and it looks really, really great. So if you have a chance to go out and see it, please do. This is a picture of Beck and Bellucci working on the second half of the Route 11 twin bridges. This is the Veterans Bridge, and the rehabilitation was on Friday, November 8th. As I said, the Veterans Bridge is being worked on this year. Taylor Falls Bridge is slated for next year. The Parks Department has completed the fall annual planting. If you've been on Main Street, it looks really nice. The Veterans Day Parade took place, of course, and we supported that with making sure that Main Street looked great with flags and also bringing the stage to City Hall. This is the Fireman's Memorial, which looks good. The fire department has been very pleased with the way that looks. We planted 3 new trees at DeShane's Oval. We've been very busy with fall cleanup, and that is still ongoing. Our June Karen Senior Outing Luncheon event was held on November 3rd from 12 to 2 at the Courtyard Marriott in Nashua. This was a free event for residents over the age of 60, and we gave away over 260 tickets, which was awesome. Thanks to June Karen and Dave Fredette for their assistance on an annual basis, and also to Mayor Donchis, Alderman Wilshire, Dowden O'Brien, and Alderwomen Timmons and Kelly. The Halloween Boo Bash was held on Saturday, October 19th at Greeley Park with trunk or treat, hay rides, haunted house, pumpkin decorating, and more. This was actually probably the best attended Boo Bash that we've ever had. It was a beautiful day, so we were excited to see everyone. And we want to thank Alderman Klee and for her help, and Commissioner Shea for bringing his family out for some fun. Our annual Santa in the Park event will take place on Saturday, December 7th at Greeley Park from 12 to 2. This is a free event where kids get to meet Santa and leave with a candy cane and a small gift. So Santa will be arriving in a fire truck, so this will be very exciting. Our annual holiday trip to New York City will take place on Saturday, December 14th. The cost is $90, which includes bus transportation to and from Madison Ave. And there are still tickets available and can be reserved on our rec desk portal on the website. Streets installed several rapid flashing beacons on Ledge Street, West Hollis Street, South Main Street, and Main Dunstable Road to make our crosswalks safer. This is a good example of how our crews work together. The street crews are rebuilding the biofilter at our wastewater treatment facility. This helps to control odors and is also required by our permit. This is the streets repairing a sinkhole at Triple Catch Basin due to a broken drain line on Westwood Drive. We planted fruit trees and maple trees at the Nashua Historical Society. They were very pleased with this, and they look nice. This is an example of some of the fleet repairs that we do. This is on the landfill's large end dump. This is a 6-wheel multi-purpose dump truck for the street department. This truck is used daily for operations such as towing equipment to job sites, hauling materials, and of course, snow removal. The wastewater treatment plant received a new roll-off container truck. This is used to haul sludge and containers from the wastewater treatment operations to the landfill. Wastewater staff had confined space entry training. as they do a lot of unique trainings for the wastewater department. This is really, really important because at a lot of our pump stations and also at the plant, they enter confined spaces, which can be very dangerous. This is just a reminder that we have a great lab at the wastewater treatment plant that is certified and a great staff that works there. This is our process chemist, Gene Myers, performing some daily lab analysis. We have a new odor control unit for the screenings room being installed during our dry well upgrade project. This is a picture of a temporary bypass piping for the dry well upgrade project. The project will replace the large pipes and valves in the dry well of the wastewater facility, which causes us to need to bypass the raw sewage pumps. And all of the wastewater flow will be routed through the weather facility for the duration of the project. The old force main header is being removed on the left, and the new one is being moved in place on the right. Wastewater maintenance crews are rehabilitating the landscape shed at wastewater. This structure was unsafe, and this will give us a solid structure to store our lawn equipment and other tools. This is two of the wastewater mechanics reinstalling the raw sewage pump motor that had been off-site for bearing replacement. And this is fairly important. The landfill hours will be extended from 8 to 4 on Saturday, November 23rd and 30th for residents to drop off yard waste. Now, this is for yard waste only, and that's important, but again, November 23rd and November 30th, you may drop off yard waste until 4 p.m. And also, no curbside yard waste pickup will end on Friday, December 6th. The Fort Hills landfill will be closed on Thursday, November 28th for Thanksgiving, although City Hall and many others will be off on the day after Thanksgiving. Please note, trash will be picked up on Friday, the 29th. So Thursday's routes will be picked up on Friday, the 29th, and Friday's routes will be picked up on Saturday, the 30th. So it'll be delayed one day after Thanksgiving. Okay, any questions? Okay, we can go on to the next.
Thank you very much. So now we are going to commissioners' comments. Any comments by the commissioners? If not, personnel. Item A, Commissioner Gregg.
I motion to approve and unseal the non-public minutes for personnel from the Board of Public Works meeting of September 26, 2024.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item B, Commissioner Spetia.
I move to accept the retirement of Susan Bielowski, Administrative Assistant 2, effective October 31st, 2024.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item C, Commissioner Gregg.
I move to accept the resignation of Jordan Guay. Is that right? Guay?
Gay.
Gay, okay. Truck driver, effective September 27, 2024.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And item D, Commissioner Spetia.
I move to accept the retirement of Richard McDonald, effective October 25th, 2024.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And now we have a brief non-public session. I think Commissioner Gregg has the motion.
Commissioner Spedia has the motion,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Commissioner Spetia has the motion.
I move by roll call that the board go into non-public session pursuant RSA 91-A 32B, the hiring of any person as a public employee.
And we need to do a
Oh.
roll call on this?
Commissioner Gregg?
Yes.
Commissioner Spedia?
Yes.
Mayor Donches?
Yes. All right, so we're going to go into non-public for a brief period of time. We back on?
Commissioner Speed.
My
yeah, you have-
microphone off, so.
No worries. I move to, by roll call, to seal the minutes of the Board of Public Works Personnel non-public meeting of November 21st, 2024, until such time as the majority of the board votes that the purpose of the confidentiality will no longer be served.
Commissioner Gray?
Yes.
Commissioner Speedy?
Yes.
Mayor Donches?
Yes. All right, and that concludes the business for tonight, so we need a motion to adjourn. Commissioner Gregg,
A motion to adjourn.
motion is to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the motion passes, and the Board of Public Works is adjourned at 4:39 PM.